But the dia Ghana for bebre atia e de frɛ no. Me gide se ne nipa bebre kura nim ne din ankasa. Mene ne ko baabi ye ko no nsuo bi o baabi. Ɛna me di hu ne din ankasa. Ba ne din aye na ye de frɛ no aye Cheddar. Cheddar, good morning.
I like to be addressed as Freedom or Kwame Bediako. Good morning.
That's say.
Boko.
Ahoden wo hopa.
Ya denyame ase. Nyame na yeda na ase.
Christmas no di ni say.
Christmas we mendi.
Ade.
I remember I said 27 na me wo I traveled to three countries in 4 days and I me buy. And wo hwe anamo ayetu anso ama enije eni epiepie bi intimi my life mu bi. Say esu tu kwan pa na echirefo enso nya ekwan bi so fadi wachi. Nti uhwa no ma bi wo ha ye ntimi nya bi intimi hu bi so bi na ekro no so ayese economy no down kakra. Nti se obeji woni kra na wo pese odwene nkofo ho ansa na bibisa. Nti bro nya ide mendi kra
2024 year you hu saying a year bain.
Oh, 2024 year the glory is double portions. It's 12 times 2.
12 times 2.
12 times 2. Nti bibia ya double. Even what we can do I bet my year 2024 no. We believe say what we're supposed to do in 2024 and 2025 can be done just in 2024. It's a year of speed.
Okay.
It's a year of speed and grace.
Tell me about yourself. Who are you?
This is a very rhetorical question. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who am I? That's the kind of question I ask myself sometimes because now, who do they say I am? Because, you know, some people might call me Cheddar, some people might call me Kwame Bediako, some people will be frame Freedom Jacob Caesar. Now, be so what's in this year or doing me who and I say officer metia and I say baby sir. And I dear meeting me, I fortunately pass say I am metia. And who are you, dear? I'm nobody. But what I am is what I'm becoming. And that's what I expect people to embrace.
So how did you conceive what you want to become?
Well, I think that life begins from how you start it.
Okay.
How you build it. How you move. And that's what makes you as you're moving along. You know, in Ghana, a lot of us are raised in poor areas. If you live in a poor area, it's very difficult for you to say that I have become extremely rich. You know, it's likely that but some of us, we had to fight to come out of that zone. And then when you come out and call other places, what shall I say so normal? Sebi anje bia obia asokwa na me free. Na me ne ma me ne te.
Ufi asokwa.
Asokwa eho na menyini ye.
Adanse asokwa, Kumasi asokwa na
Kumasi asokwa na me papa ewo nkran na me ma me ewo Kumasi. Nti me ne me ma me ne nyini ye.
Okay, tu free Kumasi.
Me free Kumasi. Me di 11 years na me to anamon se me ba Accra. Na telephone ni o na bibie ni o me ma me hwe me no se me nko. Na sika kakra ma save enwa na me di
11 years.
Yes. Enwa na me di tu about ba Accra. Ti me ba ye na me hia me nua me hu omoda. You know, so for me like
now where then?
Me ba se me ba be ko school, me ba be school papa ko. E won cry.
O papa wa ha.
Me papa wa ha.
Okay, nti na wo ba o papa wa.
Me ba me papa ho.
Because one who be to make say 11 years now, why would you was all bank crying? So we're coming to your father.
Yeah, I was coming to my family.
Okay, now we're school papa.
So I was moving from my mother to my father.
Okay.
I
don't know what Jaware.
Oh, these are not things I want to discuss. Yes, but me share. A contour no, a nanti amanante. Baby a medudru. Ni baby a medru ya necessary me U10. Baby a medru ya necessary me sacrifice. Baby a medru ya na enu nyina ani na mo ho ametutu a abobom and I prepare me.
Okay.
Nti ene se me ka se who I'm becoming a kire say all the things that I've been through in my lifetime. I've learned from that experience. And experience is the root and the foundation of wisdom. When you don't forget it, you learn from it. Okay. And that is what has prepared me to this point. And I must say that there is no such thing as luck. Chances come for the prepared minds.
Sure.
And even God to choose you, it's because you were prepared.
Prepared, sure.
Yes, and I'm prepared. And the courage in me is what I think has made me become appointed.
It's Ufia Sukwa, meaning you are Ashanti, precisely.
Yes.
Ufi Kumasi Bank, I go school by.
Oh, maybe schools. Me call first. Me call Tema, and I me call a cracker. Me call Apam.
Go school in Apam.
Apam. Me we Apam.
Oh yeah, Apam. But that one I know, but I just want to ask you.
Me call London, and I me share college as well. Me we college and I me share university as. I me share university as. No, me businesses that. No, me no me bintina. Me concentrate on the business class now. Mokano. So I decided, say, me too an amount for.
No, why your business?
No, my business. Now, the time I walked out, there was a voice that told me that from this very moment, you're responsible for yourself. And yeah, when you say decision now, take it, no.
And I hear you.
Inti, a kwana na menamsono. Na me krum din say.
It's when you're in university.
Men we, but me ba into the real world, and so who say the university is important,
okay,
but the degree does not fulfill your destiny. A lot of people have degrees, but they don't have the chance to even get a job.
Okay.
So for me, I would advise people to have education. It's very important. It's a necessity. But one of the things that they should keep with them the most is the network,
okay,
and the experience. Because I didn't say Ankasano, some beside BBC, I was school be on Kai.
Upon secondary school, be a woman Kai. Kakrabina Mekai.
What is science? I wait my explain.
Let me say, I didn't mean to be in country. What do be some so near, met me a catcher. Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
All right. When you worry, it's what worry you any day. Now you better see, now you are forest in him. Now you the face of that lion. Share video way. Maybe I better so.
The mask, a reminder of our shared lineage, a weapon against the darkness of night. What started out as a movement with our brilliant billboard campaign not only inspired people, but also struck fear in the hearts of people who don't mean well for our country. From people trying to impersonate the person behind the mask, to our billboards being targeted and violently taken down.
This is a criminal act.
As you can see, this billboard has been vandalized.
The faith the people had in our movement was never shaken. Even our spokesperson was kidnapped by authorities.
48 hours is the maximum the person must be released, but you keep the person for 7 days for a misdemeanor, and the court admits the person to bail, and you still want to keep the person. Is that how you do your work? Is that how you do your work?
Treated brutally and deported under false pretenses. The human rights violation has become an embarrassment to our country on an international scale. This did not kill our faith in our movement as we believed in our message more than our safety. The convention by the New Africa Foundation, an affiliate of the New Force movement, where international African leadership heavyweights came to ignite the voices of Africa, was targeted and shut down. The powers above believed it was a means to unveil ourselves. Yet, their plans to stop us ended up making our review more powerful than ever.
And when I'm not here also, I want you to remember that I came. And I want my absence to be felt. And for that reason, I know you're looking for the man. But the man in the mask is sitting in front of you.
The mask is a representation of what it means to brave the fight against darkness, embrace the change with resolve and might, embrace the new force.
All right, so now you know it all. Into action. Mami na I want more no. Oye where?
Oh, mami no, your friend is Shalima.
Shalima.
Yes.
Ufi
Belgium.
Belgium. Oye Belgium.
Yes.
Okay.
Na,
Oye Odin.
Oye Ubia ye ye adoye wo mepe.
Okay.
Ena yishia no.
Okay.
Na Honorable Ablakwa, one of the tents that we were building and bonfire that we had done. And Tia Hona Mishiano. Tia Honorana we connected.
Okay.
Nti obehuye na yenene kasaye na who say and so we are doing these kind of things. Charity. First it was about charity and foundation.
Okay.
Then they realized that the foundation in Tiahono and my and Kasai, but not what Tina Krumha for 3 years. No, yeah, Juma with GH1 as a presenter. We just met her 4 months ago, and then she joined us.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
So you want to offer if you broche bag.
No. Oh, Kruma that Otia for 3 years. No, yeah, Juma with GH1. Into a call up and down, ba. I'm my crowd before say, yeah, Bemana Yeni or no. The reason why your man here spokesperson as the reporter no, was that at that time no, me say ya peg Ghana for what I say omunkasa. Obi esuro. Ya kofa obi no hu the mask ne pe na ya na watwe ne ho. To obi am pese obeba video so eyi nanim. Nti girl no pe and a volunteer say meye. And I also thought say it was a good thing because New Force is not a political registered entity. You know, we're just a movement. And we thought that a reporter who is representing as a spokesperson is nothing for people to worry about. But she stood up and said she would do it. And that's why. And I will forever stand by her for what she did because that was a demonstration of courage. Today, I want Ghanaians to understand that there's so many microphones I have. If they want to speak, if they want to support the movement, they should come. Okay. If you're ready to show your face, I'm ready to stand behind you.
I didn't know much.
Well, this is something that I think I will leave the nation to look more into it because she was called to come to the immigration. And then we sent a lawyer to find out and also to represent her. But the lawyer said she should come herself.
Okay.
So she went. I was in Nigeria at that time. You know, I'd gone to see Peter Obi because I was inviting them to Ghana. And so when I got back, I realized that she had been arrested. But there was no access to her because they moved her from the immigration to BNI. So that's when we got a little bit worried because immigration have their own metropolitan system.
That's right.
As the police, they can arrest you, they can take you to court and everything. So when it went to BNI, then we were a little bit worried. But of course, it's NIB. So we have to wait to see what the government is saying. Then we realized that we were not getting access. So we said, okay, let's wait for the 48 hours. It's the most time you can keep any human unless you're able to charge them. And then in the 48 hours, we realized that they took a loan to the court whilst the lawyer was in the BNI. So the lawyer had to get on Okada to quickly rush to the courts. And that was around 3 p.m.
Oh.
And then they were trying to force her to plead to something. Okay, and she said she wouldn't speak. So when the lawyer got there, the response was that the judge said, look...
Sylvia Sosu?
No, at that time it was not Sosu.
Okay.
It was another lawyer, you know, called Jamal. And then the judge said that, okay, you have a bill, but we want to keep you to investigate something. So
you are on bail?
Yes, because there's no charge.
So the judge...
The judge, yes, that is the report from the lawyer.
Okay, so when you're bail?
So because there was no charge.
Said no.
Yes, but they want to keep her. And so they kept her for another 5 days. But this is where the kidnapping issue came in because the clothes were not delivered to her. She couldn't change herself. She was just away. Nobody could talk to her, nothing. And so they kept her. But the 6th day, I just decided to change the lawyer I wanted to find a professional human rights lawyer because he had gone past a case of immigration.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. And Xavier went in there, and by law, they knew that they had to release her because they were at fault. You know, so they released her straight away on bail and gave her 3 conditions to report 3 times in a week.
No, conditions bear.
3 times in a week, something, about 3 of them. You know, she has to report 3 times to the immigration. She did all of that. But during that 1 week, Sue asked for the document.
Men answer what camera for the doc.
Okay, and yeah, Mami Katri. Anti Samre Nunano. Sue ebisai say document na mo say or dear defrauded to get the visa. Mumma is a document, you know, because the visa and our passport in India are authentic. It is from the immigration, so it's issued by Ghanaians. And then within that 4 to 5 days, the immigration entity provided happy panel. Until the time came, say so court, which was the 7 days. We drew court, you know. And know that we drop a case, and he said there's no case charges against you. Until we drop a case, you know, and OPA, you know, and a military, NIB, and immigration.
Almost a chain of
now, I'm chain no.
Again,
no, yeah, who be and yes, be a man of fan in Taria, and I say, or fan in Sika and Abibi. I'm chain within 8 hours, no, we didn't share claim. Nobody call Belgium. Until also do Belgium, no. Now, in some do baby. And we share hope person in my own say, almost see, oh, now Belgium Kingdom, so or close Ghana for bank accounts or ho. Until now, quite to say, and Tokobi, yeah, my name, any Belgium, and now, Omodia caught journals. What I said, you should my Google crowd, but we say, through that, Ghana was blacklisted by EU. And then no be. Until me free say, send it here, Abia or Mutriti or Bano. The human rights violation, no, a yin hookakra. What I say, and so the country have the right to arrest anybody who has forged documents.
Okay.
What I say, they have the right.
But now a forged documents.
There was no proof. That's what they asked. No, ma'am, but if they had
now
proof,
overstay na.
they be say on what 3 years. Into what 3 years, I don't know ultimately. What when you Juma Krawa, I wear TV. Yeah, we volunteer my one signing contract be into no Kroma or surviving it. I think there is a question that rather the government should ask the immigration, say, how did they get this authentic visa? Okay, because bisa almost a moon for paper but na ka paper so I'm sure say come drop cases no. So what I say come continue until no.
The mask. Why this concept?
The mask. I think the mask is the reason why you and I are sitting here, right?
The can you make
you know,
concept in the free.
We share history. Now share Africa 40 years before. Now you paint anim. Now you the dot CC ho. And no and now you mark your homework. But that was as being anonymous. What I say, near the who see. Now, sir, before now you dear who see you what power in our leadership. And when I decided, say, I'm bringing it back. Say, shusha me, find me and find my reasons, find my visions, ask me why, and all of that. Into Usha, in our history of politics, though, and even other countries in Africa, Obiamba say, Misha Mask, and Amebabe campaigning. This is the first time in history for them. And they should also understand that I'm the first character. I'm the first flag bearer. I'm the first of its kind. I've been sent. I've been chosen. I feel like it's a calling that I can do something to help my nation. And just the campaigning part is campaigning. It's campaigning. Politics means marketing. In the marketing, no, or politics, no one answer, you know. But I think that it's got into some of the entities in the country because I say we should be now in Tiasia, now we shall now in Tiasia, now Fedia, at all, and adwendwen kakra.
If it's na aban na bohu kakra.
Oh, media mean kasa aban na abohu, but me free say nipa nyina akra no were curious. Na curiosity about a mining. Na obi a person who maybe aban person who say dey be na ye be ye. Are we politicians and I say are we NGOs and I say is it a movie? Nti me free say curiosity. And I will free so be abohu.
Well, I don't know. Some of them in stop it with convention. I think they be well, I think so.
Oh, great.
Well, I think so.
Okay. It's good to know from the nation, the public's mindset.
From the mask, you're going Independence Square, Akoye Convention. The Atiana say either the night or a day 2, day I 7 January. You say, yeah, my win yet. Then a course. You say, I'm for venue, no mount. My main can't you know what me actually we. You say, baby, I did amount now with your husika. I've gone through the documents, the receipts, and in the last letter, if you Jubilee House or so by, I almost say, which are 10,000, but when you go through the records, it's not like that. Which you said there are a lot of inconsistencies at the president.
Now, what papers need now?
I have it. I have it. We put them. Yeah, sure.
But we share.
Hey, catch me.
The convention. So share. Enya dia. Eye enne anandra ni adwene ho. Ye share say adwene ho no. Somewhere in August
last year.
Yes, and I'm afraid Patrice Lumumba. And I'm catch and say adia me pese ye be ye ewo Africa ahani na me pese me di wono me di way eba Ghana. Now Ghana is a place of independent shas here. Inti me pese I want their voices to be ignited so it can educate the youth of Ghana and Africa.
Okay, so let you hold it there. Let me read the first letter. This is the request to use Black Star Square. Nipo Achro letter and free Jubilee House, no. My name say Black Star too. Say a Black Star. Achro was a presidency hono. Womunye proofreading. You see, debia ye kase we kura. We do not dream money about tongue. Me sure say we kuro bi ani nkoso. Black Star no my Black Start. There's a T. It's in your chocolate we kura no. I say by now chief of staff of friend no question. So no aso na sign so you know wedi. Request to use the Black Start Square. New Africa Foundation Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President. So I know that it's coming from the Office of the Diaspora at the Presidency. This is an acknowledgement of receipt of payment for the Black Star Square. I had a Wabetro Star into 2 different areas. There can Start and Star. Venue to be used for program for the 2nd January to 8th January 2024. Payment details are as follows. Use of the venue, 5,000 a day for 6 days. That's 30,000. Service charge waived. So the total is 30,000. Payment of 30,000 is received today, 15th November 2023. So this money was paid and it was duly received on 15th of November 2023. However, should there be a new approval fee which comes in force before the dates of your program, you will be informed to pay the difference. We look forward working with you. Thanks. Brafom. Oh, Kododo. Brafom. Juliana Jangma, officer in charge, State Household. Any idea here? Is it State House or State Household? And as you State Household, we're gonna have. The State Household, you need here. Any position, you know. Officer in charge of State Household. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. I don't know where you estimate free ho. Senka Essen wo. Minimum maybe I know hold this up. It's not me who say yeah no. Mo so I'm so much school. Office of the President to be temporal receipt. This is a temporary receipt for payment of Accra Independence Square venue from 2nd January 2024 to 8 January 2024. An amount of 30,000 is paid, and an original receipt will be issued by State Protocol Department. I, Ernest Justice Ampong, will receive the money and ensure the original receipt is prepared for New Africa Foundation. Debbie, Mentiase Pachobra from you. And I'm from Aquancho, not just. Maybe what I did the review document, Pao. An amount of this is paid. Paid to who? And then Oba will say, I will receive. Just said in Sankai. My name is Samote de American. Presidency fan as you got to engineer Google as was ano. Concert for Kosoro. Thanks, Ernest Justice Ampong, Administrator, Diaspora Affairs. Okay, Kobium, me read documents in now, then I'll go back to amount received. So I don't know if this is the official receipt when we issue a Jubilee House. State House for me some official receipt in it. I don't know. And if indeed this is the official receipt you issue State House, this is a shame. New Africa Foundation, 30,000. Total amount due, total amount paid for rental of Independence Square. Contact 0557752148 Jubilee House. So a Jubilee House. And a receive scanner. Call. Now, my first letter, no? The very first one that was put on the screen. Now, the very first one, Nafi, me be sent some back one army and Sabi ewo home. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. I'm ready for time. Ewo Kwame Japan office time ana oye President Kufuor kasama for. So, otro letter, and I would letter now if Information Ministry. I remember very, very well. The SCCA or Minister of Chieftaincy and Culture. That time now Kwabene Free, Office of the President. Last minute, non-be Information Minister. Otro letter, what kind of 7 times as a letter na Kwabonte. And I chose a president to be an adjourned year, you might hear mine so. Information Ministry, which letter? I saw you proofreading 17 times. We share some more about him with some cassettes. Which letter be a free ministry be a what they call a lawyer? I say chief director kind 7 times. I can't another danko akufado ho. No one can move 7 times as I the letter na kwa bonte. Letter be a free office of the president. Be could be anu kojon pray ni be catch say 8 people should read before he reads. Into be kojon pray ni office no. Me na man ko invest into them medical kind. Now, and na mama this as tricks here, they review documents. Then nipa 8 a kind, and say the letter na she kodum pie nsem. Then who say nipa 8 a kind, obi ehun say enfomso bi a enisu. Ye wi no a na call honorable Abraham or say edu ho parliament no wasan hwema ansa. Samba kodum pie ni ho answer. Answer letter no akwa bonten. This left the office of the president. Na baby a ye swear in president kura no maturity. Really? Oh, Jai, Daniel Awabe. So tell me, what happened after all this?
I think we should look at the very letter they issued that says that we pay 10,000.
The letter now, Fede, almost say 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, so there's another letter that they
meaning that
to
OBG is
revoke.
Or the 10,000 on the coach chief of staff. Or maybe 20.
Where's the letter? Can you show it?
Yeah, the battle said, don't worry. Oh, that's just 30,000. No, almost a letter at the comma. New Africa Foundation for no. Almost say, mutu 10,000. You better refund with 10,000 amount. One kasa sumo letter you so HSA 30,000. And a magie. It's a Let me read this letter.
And it's for Black Star Line.
Request to use Black Star Square for the Black Star Line Festival. Pacho, now what do Black Star Line Festival? Okay. My measurement net. Memra. Okay, my measurement. Okay. You see, we write to revoke immediately the permission granted per our letter number OP, that is operations/PH02, dated 11th November 2023, which approved your request to use the Black Star Square for the above events. What Jessica? Actual event in the Papa, our first letter. Letter Mama would he revoke? Venue no, what ready? When Momutin was me pa de ankabana will be in a court. This decision has been necessitated by an unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue. Is it the same date? And word na a shehono. You see, maybe I bedroom 30 minutes. Okay, that has been bedroom 10 minutes. It's me about 10 minutes. Unforeseen, well, wolf you know. Okay, of course, Sunday school, what kind of Bible? You say, unforeseen state event. Until underline unforeseen state event. The money was received on the 15th of November 2023. And the 7th January, year letter. That day now event, now to say unforeseen state event. Under the circumstances, the amount of 10,000 paid by your office for the use of the venue will be refunded. 10,000. We regret any inconvenience this may cause. Deputy Director, Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President. H.M. Wood, Chief Director for Chief of Staff. So this letter was written on, by, and for the authority of the Chief of Staff, Honorable Mrs. Frima Opare. And may I na dear be hear me, maybe a copies no echo no. Chief of Staff, Operations, Jubilee House, the National Security Coordinator, eba event a ye koyem. Ya copy no. Said ebe ye obetumi the soldier for the post for alcohol. Stop that is why ya copy no because of unforeseen Presidential Security Coordinator. Ono kwaje den ho. Nana do Security Coordinator oje den. Head, Accounts, Castle, Officer in Charge, President, Household, or Presidential Households. My member Juma 5 minutes per na mene freedom into aso. Patriotic me. Aba we abokro no amase so mbokro no kra anye fa biemu. Oh, aya ka Kofofi say oh captain ano ya captain didi atem and then say krono ntu fi say medi atem amekoso minyai. How can you take 30,000 from somebody and yet Ministry of Finance? See me ye. And yet I Otriberiate MCE. And yet Kankwe South DCU. These letters are coming from the office of the president, for Christ's sake. Office of the president, where accuracy and precision is the hallmark. You can't change it. Because the presidency, yetro 9,990.8888 number a chrono. Unima me catch on there. Now presidency, I received 30,000 Ghana cedis from a citizen of the land. Now we're refunding the Sikamana. What quattro? 10,000. Why in a real 20,000? Why in a real? Why? Look, young faster must stop a convention in Tonche. Let me take the president out of this equation. Akufado, akromfune twa wonshan don so dodo. Look, my president men fan in Tonche. Young fan say you're born a manier about whatever convention that is going to happen. But Nanado did not receive this money, right? Satike we Nanado on fine ye. We Akufado onim ho she. Me they are me te say they na nkasa me te say ya trust salary we. Me catch JB say ade we Nanado kra be kum no onte ye. Onu see na ni bibis no he onu ko onima de kono. Onu kra by now odima de kono. Obi na atena chire na aye ne calculation. But you see, you don't drag the image and the integrity and the honor, that aura around the presidency in the mud by writing such letters. Now when I'm sorry, I'm also Makoko University. Mosok scholars be able to say obi and now went to ekuru. Na mo de we dwan yasum krom ha. Sabe. Minu when we university, minsu men ye cry ntro. How can you receive 10,000 using office of the president? Look, ha! Nana, sack some people.
We get back to the interview.
I feel
Oh, I mean, look, first of all, yes, sir. I've granted interviews in Ghana to discuss people's criminologies. I am here because I want to share the clarity of the entire situation. So I think that maybe on another day at work, you can address all the things that you want to. But, you know, we were talking about the mask and we went to the convention and, you know, I would like us, na yakeka actually meaning say mitiewa who say you're passionate about some things, you know, that is happening, and it's all good and everything, but going forward I think say Mimra Medibaha is to announce myself to Ghanaians what is my vision behind the new force and what are the reasons why the mask, and then the questions about the convention. For me, the benefits that were supposed to come from the convention surpasses the cost and the damages that has been cancelled by our governance or our system, our government or our system. I believe that for some reason also the outcome of the cancellation has created a lot of media traction. You know, because people are now curious to find out the reasons and everything why. So I would like us to talk about why the people.
Okay. It's a country more. I say, you mean I can brofo do because in Kratani na ye brofo.
Who say me na brofo na me ti say woka. Me ti ba tis waka brofo sa anti.
Ti e be country no be
tree anytime.
You be nya de sese ye.
Anytime. Top so can cry o trio kasa be bi na
me de maintain crying.
Italian o say the opposite ka bi an yanka.
Maintain crying. But me won say mu chinchim TV ni biom. Say dem mo ye ndada na masha say chinchim. Mo de mu chinchim. Meeting na mo ye ya we mo si mo be chinchim ni dancing because mo ntimi ntum be chinchim. Ye ya we ti uchima yensu be chim and ye catch up preko. Mami sam fa umbre trebium. Maybe so why the mask? What share me the strategy, the marketing plans and everything about it. watch me tete no ye bobo ye nim ne ade na cho se hwehwe me ne ade ni nyina echi no eye tirim poben na ehye kire adwen paben na ehye kire
adwen pade ni se ye man no aduru ba bia ye wo generational authority and acquired to say as a set tembiano ye train ni nyini ana eduru baby ansa na eduru so na ye hwema na say yes system it's just called changing the narratives in politics okay nti ye hu se mre yi mu ayeti mu yi enkura ne young people omu wo Ghana ha no omu doso champanyifo no nti na yen so as say yeti ekuo ni yeti mi gina ye nam say yen so ye ba mu bi enkura no so e ba mu bi nti ye hwa enkrofo a enya inspiration free omo enkrofo te se Kwame Nkrumah Patrice Lumumba na omu nyina they were in their 30s and their 40s and omu gina omu nam and they fought, they worked hard and they gained the people's trust before power was taken. Now power is not given, power is taken. And power is taken, and these are the works that you have to do behind it before even God can give you the courage to take it. Inti anamon woni yetu. Ena ye ku ena ye kakra bi. But ye nyini Bible mu kra wo sika kra na media ma no. E ba ba ye 1000. Ena kakra dodo no mu no e ba ba ye nation. Inti anamon yetu. Inti adwene eda ye ho eda ye chi ni se ye bebo ye ho modin enso na yetimi ewura gate yi mu a emma amanfo timitena akonwa mu enya tumu bia omode hihye emansem ye to develop the country, to develop the nation. Ye pesa access no bi na yenso yetimi wo se na ebetimi ayabo nipa we na omotimi abaye da omotimi enya average salary instead of minimum salary na se na ebetimi aye wo regions no na regions no so instead se bedane ekurase no abedane mine na ye de nyina boma ni ehwe economy a ebehu se sisi no we will have a middle economy na ama se ewiase eman ana enkro kasa yenso yetimi akabi na me free se enye mpanyifo pe ene obetimi aye enkura nso ewo sa ahode na ombetimi de aye bi ntimi de me hye nkura omo wo kuro ma nkran ene ma omo titifia omadane housewives se de bi uswa ahode wo ho nyansa wo ho enimje wo ho it is say utimi ko wanim it is say utimi ye normal you have to fight and make something work for yourself, for your nation, for your people. Inti yede adwina ehye mask na chi no but na yen so ye pese ye ma ni pa hwehwe yen ansa na omuhu ya omo bisa the questions a wo bisa no inti ye ba ya enyo adwenbone ne ye denam ye ba ya eye adwen bia ebetima aboa man ne ye denam eye adwen bia ebetima aboa nipa omo Ghana omo pese omo yiye enoma bi anaso mbenya adwuma bi anaso mbenya mfaso bi free enoma omo pemu nti ena ema ye etu anama se yenso ebeje power ni bi
na che se anamo no ye trimopa ebeboa Ghana
yes nti wo hwe kra na convention the convention no ye fa politicians too and ye fa activists too na omo voice ekwa akire ena ye debo modin ade omo ba krom ha se mummara be gina bebia ye nya ye independent na omo hwe proposal no ni invitations na ye de ma omo no omo hu se na ha ya na Kwame Nkrumah
free
ekasa ye location ya na ogina so ekasa ye ma Africa nyina eteye nti se enenu so ye nya chance bi se ye bekwa kokasa ho ama nkura any African leaders nyina hu se Africa mraso se ebe si Africa ana se ebe bom Africa na etese ye koyenim ni ye nti enumu asama no
se wo hwe sesi amre ya ye wo mi there are lots of venues na sa niema we na betimi akoso na me wo question back wa me pese me busa why the Independence Square
yehwe mu na Independence Square no and they very suitable for the thing na wo hwe nkrofo e de omo ba omo ye leaders what you say si yakase do mu ko stadium na se nipa 30-40,000 ko ba ho na stampede bia na se bibi ko si wo ha na asay omani din
okay
what I say ye hwe beach nso a intimi fa nipa ne nkoguo emfa mpanyimfo se nkoguo na Ghana ankasa nso no ye ni arena anase ye ni space bia itimi fa nipa ebro 5,000 ti senke wo bi dia nke do mbekọ ho ti ye hwe mu a na ehu se Independence Square no apart from stadium and any space pa ebitimi afa nipa 30,000 inti nipa kra na ye hwe omanim no na omo ye between 10-15,000 just akwa 20,000 but ye sha say ye ticketing no ye ni buy ho so no ade no 12 days kra na di promote ya ye ni buy ho so na drew 19 to 21,000 krofo a omo register ticket ni say omo ba and na krofo nso a na ye schools ni ade a omo so special omo represent no nti ya kra na eti betua omo buses petrol ni buses ni bibia de omo ba school fo nyina so omo ba obi a so opese omo pete omo bete saa edin ya omo tete e wa Africa ha so omo so kasa ena na New Africa Foundation so ye wo mpaboa 5,000 a ye de che ye won tare ye won normal ena stars nso omo wo krom nyina no omo nso de omo tare dada abom se humfa man nkrofo ni bi ye sign autograph mom enti ye de na ye awade ene ye wo ho a festivity event just say ukokra 50 years kra no obekai say
at least we be our day
convention now call ho no so no wan ko fie kwa wodi mpaboa na call ya na say wodi nyansa na call wodi bibi call ya enti adwumpa ena na ehye ade we yachi na wo hwe kra na wo bo say yetua security ama security for eco MTTU eko omonso ene omoko kasai ema omonso approve 80 policemen ye bisa e mine say mumboa we protocol police ne motorbikes e be fa nkrofoi e free airport omo beduru airport TV fo ne ade nyina so ko hia omo nti me de na me fi say ya ma na ye fe
nti state protocol kra ka ho na ye fa omo nyina free airport ko be bi omo ko ye the beginning
nti time na omo sha say omo revoke no na omo stop e omo revoke police for them so omo revoke bibia what I say nti ye de so wo hwa new force de ye ba say ye be system ye ba say ye ba be build a middle class na wo hwa na wo hwemu na wo hwema independent movement which is the freedom movement and a time achi say a cat's a political party party mintibi ma try ye be 16 regions sa requirements na we read the constitution na be say nyina ya ye ni nyina it say yetiminya at least provisional licenses for our political party but we clause na 7 days no we will respond 7 days no Oma responded ni omodia to so say police for Osha MTTU on say ya request the security for ye tuomo sika omo na oma request ama police for now approve say we will support you with 80 policemen with soldier men with all of this nti bibia ye bia no ye de tutu ye what I say enkofo mu besi ade enkofo a plane ticket ni normal de ombeba baby ombeda ye bibia te senia e bia global citizen e free abrochire ba kroma say ono so be ye ni show no mo ye no ye be to compete with them now this time no there ye homegrown yani ye from Ghana and then leaders no so omo kasa no omo so free Africa ha but wo hwa global citizen no there e man no e di akire e ko boa no e ko support no what I say omampanyi e kasa wo ho na wo hwe nso abrofo na no mo yes ade no nti say obroni be kasa mame for new force na say amani wo problem but obroni fufuro nso be ye show na mani nyina kota na chia na me nhye da hu man na dwene what na me try na say because wo hwe ma ye duru yeso na nkofo free Africa mu free different nkro Kenya Zambia South Africa Nigeria nkro we nyina ye kura eso e wa Africa enye kura a kire se so mo mpanyimfo bi ba ha so mo ne ye nkura ene ye man be kasa ye be kasa ya cancel mo na mo nko
e den e course wan kasa unya call be wu text message be wu WhatsApp message be what actually happened
captain
then e course catch them
obi am friend say me shade ya si the man in the mass me hu me de me show the kire mo kakra say na mo betime hu say Freedom Jacob Caesar no aka it has him. You see, people know me as Cheddar, but people think Cheddar is cheese. Cheese is Cheddar. In Tiansha, you misunderstand what you're seeing.
Okay.
You need to understand the character you need to be able to understand the mindset behind the character, and you need to be able to understand what this character, what is he improvising, what is he implementing, what is he orchestrating, what is he developing. If mama approve bia, any sheniye, because who shemia, menya kra, me free Ghana ha, me de no kasa keke. So who share landmarks o kroma bi no, me so free me ho. Enye broni kra na besi ye, eye bibini a ofri ukrom, na si ye. What you say, who share adwuma esese de man krofo, ma ye bi, mitimi 20 per 300 every month. Na me bakra or da me fee kra, nimpa ebu, ebia 1.5 year ni me fix here because it can be so no, eni nyina e won kobia. Nti e won krofo a esese ye de ma omo. What you say, nti me nya obi a me nenam ha, me agrobi na me di. Menim na meko na menkwanso mentimi nya ne ameye what you say na menkwanso ntimi nya nipa meka se mi sisi adan tintintinte na matokas na manya sika me pese musu munya bi me pese nkranso o munyine no so o musu timi nya ne ameye ni bi. I am an example to them. That is my leadership. I want people to understand, say, do not hate me, don't be jealous of what I've become. Appreciate it because God has some for you. You have life, you have time, you can do it. You know, and I want to be that character. I want to be that person. I want Ghanaians to understand me. Say, when I said, say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a savior, this, that. No. I thought about it, say, the people who are struggling. The people want to do what others are doing. The people wish they can do it, but it's impossible because we haven't created the provisions for them. Yet, we have what it takes to make them all become successful. Inti ya bayad ya nimpa se ekuro we bia ekrasi we region we sikase na daho. Yinim se uko takradia sikegu more than trillion. People from A2, a bit too gold, a bit too boxer, a bit too normal no mudeko. Ye ni ho hwe. Inti ya ya ba se onso mo ma ye kwan. Se mo de mo pese mo ma ye kwan kra na se mo be ma ye go into industrialization and create the jobs now. Then let us merge as the private sector and the government. This is our bargaining chip. If they don't, then we would go ahead, campaign to the youth, and if the youth believe that the future is ours, then we go together. Because this time here is what God has given you. You should not trade it by selling your soul because someone gives you 100 cedis or 200 cedis and tell you, go and put it here. No. You should have to use it for a good reason. That's why you use your thumb and it opens the door for you. You can use your thumb and it opens your phone for you so you can see what is in there. When you put him at the ground, we don't have to waste it. Now, say, Obi Kase or Pesoya president. Oko no konima unu bisa omuse mumbuame. Na menye president. Into omo buano. No aye president. Uba Africa maima. Obi person ye president okoni ma won se uje na kotuma me na menya president na sa no ne odi okoka kire omo se mumbo ame no se obeye president a odi omo ka ni ono so ba wo se je na kotuma me no ono so ye president wo de ne ka enti on democracy no twist kakra enti ye se ye correct no. What you say? It is yes, and he said, you know, we're westernized, we're Democrats, and we're following democracy. But the actual way of building it, the rules, the regulations, you know, the explanatory of what it is itself, it's not what we're practicing. We have to practice it right. We have to let the people do things with their will. And I believe that the youth who are up now, sorry to say, they're looking for a way out. They're not looking for a way in. They wait till they become 60 to become a politician so they can fulfill their dream. No, we have to change the narrative. The new force is here to do that. And I am the one facing it. And it's taking you a while for you to see that mask come off. But as it came off, what do you think? Am I handsome? Oh my God. Tell me, what do you think?
Oh, well, to those who didn't know, we'll say you are handsome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So 2024, all other things being equal, be able to toss din, baby, you know. Say, count those won't be ballot paper as well.
Oh, nyame de maka ho. Nyame de maka ho. Na nipa da se nika so obejimi a. Then they should remember say they're trying to question God's grace. But I believe that no man can question God's grace. You see, when God gives you grace, he empowers you, okay? And he would let you tread upon the cobra and the serpent.
The cobra.
The lion, the long lion, and the snake. He will keep them underfoot. So this empowerment is not just from me. I think that there is a spiritual, mental, and physical push, you know, and I'm sorry. And can you be ano? Can you imagine be here? Can you credit? Na we share idea because we politics for my muha na say African group no more idea or more. Wa obesuru. Obesign. But akukudro na media ba bedru ha no. I want to guarantee you, I want to tell you that I'm taking you somewhere, and we together, we're taking ourselves out of whatever economic crisis that we've gotten stuck in, into a freedom economy, an independent economy, where every region can have their own economy, times it by 16, then we will have a real economy, a balanced one. Not an economy that obia person free either Takrade, Cape Coast, Kumasi so oba Accra, ahana sikawo. Lebi, ukwa brochia, Manchester, it's a city. Liverpool, it's a city. Omu football clubs, omu businesses, omu bibia, udinina boom. Now the land in Kahwa, and they England. What's it that make sure I say? And then they England. It is a Ghana, that's a near why Accra. Not to say, you crossing intermediate me ba say omundina meboamu usha. There are different people in Ghana who are great examples. One of my favorite entrepreneurs is Despite. Usha no background baby o free what timi yes e dia bedru baby awadru e ye obi a ese say ye ne template ne dia kire nkura say munhwe so na munya bi munhwe so. And so, no, nebia nkrofo obi anwoya ne no mano empire.
What born no dim I mean family say we na yenko. A lot of people was sorry. Say aban wo ho say ye party be yes sorry. Ye gitumi no. Na ya mind ye no. So wo adwuma na ye di wani. Na ya kan adwuma na egu fam. Wo adwuma ba ko mienu miensa. Wunsuro.
Oh, enya adwuma no na emma me dwene se eni se meye we na sebi obi a me ka kiro se me fira so kwa me bana me nkura hwe me consume nkura bibia ade a me gya mamwa eni ne me yama mo eno na mbeka enya dan kura me si ye na mbedwene ho enya kaza me toy na mbedwene ho ade a mbedwene ho pa ne se akura bi sore ye na osore ye na ose eman no se na sese ye hihye no nipa no se na sese ye bo amu na waye na oye ye no atesa nti wo be me konkrofo krom e bia me koteki na omu de obi picture boho obi office president boho but sa papa no so picture boho because na oye ma aman no omu remfida e bia no me hwe Kwame Nkrumah na oye ma aman na eni se refi no ye remfi no but me nso me hu se Kwame Nkrumah no be wo ha wo ye ya wan wie nti yeso betima to aso
na ya de chance
no na say a man no kase ye po ya ye nkrofo ene omo masore gina ho mu akukudura eno de enye because obi anim say Jesus na baba ye Jesus ena obi nso nim say nkomu ku Jesus no sa na nke baba ya nkom be gana mana nante
ya nkunu
what ya say enti adwuma ne de enye no na medwene ho minim pa say ebia enoma bebre beba minim pa say nkasa bebre beba fa me ho. But I never let what people say about me determine my morality.
That's right.
I will never do that. I will stand on my feet. Whatever that is coming, I will face it. I did not come here alone. God actually watched me. He realized that this young man has courage. He has made good use of my wisdom, my knowledge. The little that has come out from the wisdom and the knowledge, which is money, is what you're seeing me turning it around like that. Everything that you have seen, kakrana me wano, and then I me dibi aye billboards, di aye me komanim. Na emu no eduru mra se omano pese omo boamia. Omo boame. Ni omo de ba boame bia no so no. I will transparently declare it.
Okay.
What you say?
Eti Ubeko as an independent presidential candidate.
I am going, but if they decide to give me the certificate as a political party also, I will use the political party. Inti the two are It's open.
But
it's just that
more provisional certificates.
After 7 days, they will give you. They haven't responded nothing.
For how long now?
3 months.
I check.
Yeah, true, but yeah, could be you know, first now you say some primaries, some this, some that, and then Koswa na fede obia voice out orders from above. Orders from above no matiti o baby bebre, matibi o yisi, matibi o convention, matibi o
some farmer.
Orders no, me can't say me but you know the orders from above just say try we're waiting. They say and I say yes see embe close and I say yes see and yes. So for me I think say a minor yamaya emrawum. And I know maybe we want to say ye a fata. Enti ebi mo hwe me ana mo tie me sesei eti so mo tie me ne no mo tie me kasa ne mo hu se wo hwe se akra we owo ne obi fufuro nso anya owo sa industry no mu na
do achi
boy do the right thing because there are people in politics who are just like me or I'm just like them. They are not better than me and I'm not better than them. So what stops me from being a part of it?
Me per se ba policies them ye fana mako ye tasene mako na ye kom ye wi ana mama akọ home na me nso akọ home actually ni ye share wa chire ho aha but answer na mema obekọ no me per se ye convention ni mu biom.
Okay.
A lot of people were asking the choice of personalities are now person mo kasa ho PLO Lumumba Peter Obi. He became a thorn. One of them, Kwakrafo, Africa. The former African Union ambassador, that vibrant woman,
Dr. Arikana.
And then the fireman, Balema. Why these 4 people?
I chose these 4 people because first I picked 2 politicians, but I picked the odd against the norm. 2.
Okay.
Okay. Peter Obi, it's probably the most West African talked about politician today.
Sure.
Okay. Julius Malema, for 2.5 decades, he sacrificed his life to become a politician that he has been restricted to be. Now he's the leader of his party and he's literally accepted and embraced. As radical as he has demonstrated himself to be, he's still now embraced and accepted. Me fa omutu and I'm a far 2 activists. Patrice Lumumba has also spent 2 decades of his life talking about the mistakes of our leaders, governance, the resources that we're not using right. Dr. Arikana turned his back on the institution or the entity that actually gave her a job as an ambassador.
Sure.
Yes, and said that what you people are doing is not right. You have to do the right thing. They are very powerful with their thoughts that they think the right thing should be done, meaning that they cannot be bought. That's why I chose people who cannot be bought. So their word is bond. And I decided to build a convention with. But I knew that after the convention, the people of Ghana and Africa would have realized that I am on a path to change my country and my continent. Because that's what I am on a path to do. You know, for me, presidency is not something that I see as a vibrant position that one has to acquire. After all, because you come to inherit debts and all these problems. So when Timmy and Fixia, now I'm mining bobo, and Tibinu, and your fault. I dare say, Omuntimi, they can't handle it because Obi Hokrana, Wabesi, Works and House Minister for Works and Housing. But no one see apartment that, one see dine that, and so you see one 1 year Works and Housing. What you say? And no money be actually your leaders in so. And Kofoya me do mobile no. Na me pese omo voice no. E katsako actually. Na even the likes of BBC, CNN, for radio, media for mobile, African Report. Who say yes, we have woken up as Africans. Now we want to industrialize our own minerals. We want to industrialize our own human resources. We want to, we want to change our continent. We want to empower our youth. But all the time, you can see, say, there are people who are doing something conniving in the government sector. Either say they make you look like a criminal, they write bad news about you, they say this, they say that. I've seen people even now, it's clear that there are stars and other people who are paid by some political leaders just to destroy other people for them. That's their job. I'll take money and I'll go and destroy this person for it. Sure. Come on. We can't build our nation like this. And could end up with a cancellation.
How were you told Sayem for venue now?
Oh,
it was just by letter.
1 hour. Huh? 1 hour before the event. 1 hour. Just say Yashi Bibia Adriane, I did manipa 8,000 for free and so 20,000 bottles. Red Bull, Lamborghini, then. All of it. It's about 40,000 drinks. I've paid for people, musicians, production, everything.
How many minutes? 1 hour. 60 minutes to
when
time.
They were saying the buses were coming and people were dropping and they were stopping them from entry. Yes, they came there the night before and they were trying to say, what you say? Almost say national security. No mushim fear if you are nipa miensa. Intermediate friend me catch me. I wasn't there myself, but the workers. And so they saw it as a threat. And me too, I thought, say, oh no, this is maybe a joke because they show me a receipt in the video. Now video almost some back a real say, oh, they think that they have a show there. And I say, oh, you have a show. Where is your receipt that says that? No, it's a government show. Now, I'm on the helicopter basis here. I say, helicopters, a basis here. No more BB some for military. So, this is what they said. Inti Usha, by 3 p.m., no, 3:30, no, I'm the helicopter, I didn't show one helicopter. Cheddar say, and I is serious. And I feel also, I feel police and soldier army na omodin tuoba.
Hey,
na workers in the shot say so much kakra. On the beginning they na omo gina omo na so say na ye we receipt e obi bia, but e dru sa no na afede enkofo aba mu bu kakra. Me so me try my best. Me frefreye e ma mpanyimfo bi e ma ye kire me say they will get back to me to resolve it. But manti obi anka. And omo sha say omo pam nkofo no nti me de me hu say ade no enya ade a metimi a control bi na age me nsem but ne na me hwe ne say nkofo e de omo ba na nkofo nso a omo ba because nkofo e de omo ba na wo hwe the way a ya cancel no e ma me dwene hu say ye kro no e bi asesa nti se na etie biem na that's where my worries were and many nso wuye because akwai to say in penifo mo Africa matom safrom omo akase na wo akra ye Judy na Judy ade na wontimi enka nkire wo mindful say ne omo ye ne me so mentimi me try and try nti e ho na na ngwase no afia ba
me share wo list no. The first question Papa Bia why security adwuma chenam say hey, who did the security analysis before these people even agreed to come? Some baba be kasa was ready I say. Dr. Rikana be catch wa. Obagana so be launch book. Lawyer bia wonya ne baby call lawyer Safa Bebrese. Ono ne kan book ni na aboa no. Last minute say be launch book no. Ya ma kwanti ya ma book launch number so Ogana haya last year na.
Hey.
Yeah.
And maybe I wanna work on it into Ontiara.
Ono ankasa nim. It's a book launch, no? Troka.
Pasa oye literally have Ghanaian.
That's right. That's right. Amaso. Again, we share the way some European countries authority no African Union your papa ba ko bi wo ha na oye Ghana ni am pese me body din ana okwa kopre de omo de ye no wo he balema na nkasa ne baba ko wo Ghana questions e de tata no wo Kotoka International Airport and ibufu yakra ka o ya asako when you know no mpanifo na wo frɛ wo mo ka say they will get back to you no then wo catch you later member obi adin
obi am frɛ me
obi am frɛ obi
obi am frɛ
aje obi ansem
na obi anso enka kyerɛ me say ebia kafra what you say because hu akɔhyem hu akɔdim wadim akɔgyinam nti ebia kafra kosɛ na wobetimi aye biem minya san hyenkran no free
obia ho
na enye se bia enipa okroma mpemase minim se nipa pemasem pa
metawase
o mampanyi yamadamfo opemasem debi ono ohumi ofre me Cheddar what you say de yire obia ya menamfofo minim difference no MPP de NDC minim namfofo na minim se mahama yamadamfo na mehuna mechia no menene besere what you say obia panyimu bia no medibuo ma no what you say nti eduru se ye kan max hu nsem no na ama nipa ayese o matwe ho kakra
efi ho
na me nso na me mpese me de politics be kwa ha mebusuafo aye quite say minti na eni ba be da o mo ho nti me nso na matwe me ho kakra na me hwe so akoso aye ne esese be ya
pacho timer we nyina ko wie se wontimi nye convention no malema ka dai
malema no na o ne ne yire e wo baabi enunti na eso the private plane ba but e kru no ba ko a esese wo gina o refile plane no na onya landing permit nti o ka kire se obeye feed live feed aba nti ye de na ya organize it with the show say edru ono so obekasa he will be live and speaking to the crowd nti ya cancel ade no na inyina ya chinase hata mne Peter Obi na PLO na doctor ti adwene ho ana esi o enye hwe ye ma omo press conference no mu se ya buy say ya ba be yesi
now more reaction one about the country say ye be ya de et say obi eni ho a obetete obi am betu obi a PLO Lumumba o Phyllis saying o Kaden Dr. Rekana Phyllis saying o Kaden and then Peter Obi.
Honestly, I think that Ghana was the last place they expected that we would do that.
They were all disappointed.
Yes, they were. Apart from disappointment, I think they were shocked.
They were shocked?
Yeah, they were shocked because, you know, Ghana is considered to be the most peaceful country on the continent. You know, with the best stability, both in economic and politics. So even if they had political issues, they know that they would deal with it in a democratic way, not in a very forceful way. What you're saying, they were shocked.
Were your people under duress to remove the stage things are not more fixing in a
say
omo pama dom na no so muntutu mu niema
say obi ba na say nkrofo ba no mkurekretu na national security heads ne police helicopter you know masa I do say ahonya de a obeka say ukogina ho say enti nkrakra na omu gina bonten a omu buafu omu kasa no na eyomo ya because e be free Koforidua ne bai e be free Togo ne bai e be free Liberia ne bai you know e be free Cape Coast e be nso free Accra nipa bebre free baby na wo hwa eman no Africa kra no se wo behwe na wo hu dom bebre se ya aya na obi na etonwom to say whiskey da na Bena Boy no moko concert nti ye first time o ma hu se 3-4 leaders be kasa ena nwom so ka ho ena ntare so ka ho ena ye ko so what in America nti so omo faso na omo yet say a political ambition bi na me de omo baaye to come and na unveil no crime be no enya crime
obey bi
ye be ye na ebia be ya Ebeyo Nigeria, and Ebeyo Kenya. We're already in discussion because I want people to know that the convention has become a movement. It was an alerted awareness that we decided to create amongst the African provenance. And so Ghana is where I'm from.
Okay.
And I managed to convince them to start from here. Unfortunately, it didn't. But the nation, the continent, the countries in the continent are looking for the next location.
Okay. Patrice Lumumba, Dr. Arikana, and then Peter Obi. Omoko John Mahama ho. Ukobi.
No, we didn't go to John Mahama. We had lunch together.
With him?
Yes, because...
At his residence?
No.
Where?
In the Chinese restaurant in airport, the old one that has been in Ghana for 20 years. I forgot the name.
Okay.
Please help me. It was... They
they
had a branch before in
I don't know.
On Wuwei. Okay, so in a Chinese restaurant. And so I was even the last person that was there.
He invited all of you?
No, Mahama didn't invite me. So PLO and Dr. Arikana was already there, eating.
So how did he get there? He knew of this meeting, this lunch?
PLO.
No, John.
John Mahama was there when I got there. They were already there. So I think PLO already know John Mahama.
No, I know, but maybe say womu koshiano. John a restaurant I could no who no womu kwatna.
Oh no,
it was a planned lunch.
I think they had a planned lunch. So for me, I was.
Oh, you didn't know?
No. I was just called that this is where they were, and I said, okay, I'm coming.
By PLO, Arikana.
There was Timmy, Frank, and I think some other people. You know.
One of them called you.
No, it was the woman, Dr. Arikana, because
she's the one who called you.
Yeah, because I was supposed to go to view a land with her that she owns, that she wants to develop in Ghana. Because you know the husband is Ghanaian.
Ghanaian, sure.
So around 2:30, that's when she called me that this is where we are. So maybe come, then from here we go.
Okay.
I knew some Mahama was there, but when I got there, you know, there was a seat arranged for me to sit down beside Mahama. And then we just had, you know, our general conversation. First, we were talking about, you know, African governance and how the future should be. And then we talked about the country, how it should be governed. You know, we all made jokes of how people, you know, politics and how people vote and this and that. So this was just the conversation. I don't even remember us discussing the convention there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was just a lunch talk.
Bibia about the
lunch talk.
Yeah, council.
No, we didn't have that discussion. I think also, you know, being a president, it's a very high position, you know. So they respect yourself. I've encountered, you know, an audience with Nana and Mahama. These people, they're dignitaries. They respect themselves, you know, in the way they talk, in the way they speak. So I just think that the media like to create their own thing about them because
you felt honored. I mean, having all of them there.
Oh yes, I mean, I am blessed. I didn't think that there could be a time that I would call some leaders that they would come. I didn't think that there could be a time that friends like Floyd Mayweather or Naomi Campbell would say that I've sent a private plane for you. Come to my event because I want you there. Do you understand? So I'm trying to wonder what are they seeing in me that I'm not seeing.
Okay.
You know, so it's value. It's a value for me to know the president or the ex-president, for me to be able to know, say, I know him. Well, that alone means that God.
Mahama Kade, did he say anything about you, Arikana, Lumumba?
Oh no. But I remember PLO mentioning that, you know, I have something coming. I have a mission. There's greatness, you know, but this is all after the cancellation and everything, you know, just making him aware that, you know, what they saw, they were impressed. They realized that my vision would not be enough for Ghana. My vision would fit in Africa. It would make Africans stand up. So the Western will start to respect us based on what we have and why we're turning it into what is becoming.
Mami, for 3 areas. Now, we share how you handled it. First of all, agriculture. What's your plan?
My plan in agriculture is that I plan to create 100,000 entrepreneurs. And this is something that I'm advocating for women. You know, when you look at our economy, almost every woman is becoming a housewife. And then the woman that has managed to get their job has become too powerful that they might not even have a husband or a boyfriend just because they are responsible for themselves. So the dynamics needs to be adjusted a little bit. You know, it needs some kind of adjustment. And I realized that when I studied all the regions, I could rent all these lands from the chiefs in all the regions. And I could grade the land myself. I am going to supply them with seedling and urea. So I am the investor in this project for the women in all the regions until I create 100,000 of them and they will start farming. Now the women of our country are the same women that cook for us. They cook in our houses. They should be responsible for planting the seed, for harvesting the seed. We, in return, will be responsible in putting the plants there so they can process the food processing.
Okay, I'll have another time with you. I'd wanted us to go deeper into some of these areas, but...
So yeah, the 100,000 women that becoming entrepreneurs as farmers is coming.
Your vision, your mission, well explained. Semi here Wilma to come on this show. Dabenda now, beba.
Oh, send me there some much time yambu to your answer. Say we the announcement is who hear me business in there. You know, oh, wait there so bad. No much
don't be surprised. He went to a Palm Secondary School. Now senior anymore. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed your show. You know, we a friend Brofuni tree you know, you gave me comfort to speak my language and to speak other languages that I understand better. You know, I was a little bit jittery when you were, you know, lashing the government because now of course watch it, but you know I came here for other things. I'm full of courage, but now person me trust trans and can never can. What I say later now the opposite catch
all right, eti mami fa wonsi ha na nyame ya adoma ye be share juada minua be that say I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The mask, a reminder of our shared lineage, a weapon against the darkness of night. Was started out as a movement with our brilliant billboard campaign, not only inspired people, but also struck fear in the hearts of people who don't mean well for our country. From people trying to impersonate the person behind the mask, to our billboards being targeted and violently taken down.
This is a criminal act.
As you can see, this billboard has been vandalized.
The faith the people had in our movement was
them pants na do person of force ya na konwa JB dan kwa we hu do person de netena so
pepa chao eye noma mienu a ese Ghana menyina ate ase
okay
noma mienu
okay
and two things na mesraw a good say wabo na do dan kwa edi eye president ene JB dan kwa na ye kasa me yemfa chiman enka ho e kire say in 1954 Ghana ni bia ni me say o chiman tutia JB dankwa
omoto abatia
etia no
na okopedan
okope so okọ parliament no first parliament no ode no ho fofore mu
achemfo na nkasa tutia
no nti mesraw asem bia beka no ene se bia ye bon abaso an ye bon achi a eye de for repenning royal house achemfo nye boni bia achem so egu ahoro miensa ye wabu akwa eno na ye ka won asemi ye wo bosome ene ye wo kotoku ayi ekufo adomo ene dankwa mode no ye achem ebu akwa ena meka se mo bi emlemu na omoto won aba ma CPP omo anto aba ma dankwa
to omoto aba tia JB dankwa
atutia no nti enenso
I know that people teach have been winning, you know.
Obey people so those days and they always I no one in you offer said no people teach then.
Oh Tutiano.
Tutiano.
That
time you say Krobodi say e could 3 months wo year campaign Emma ye tutia JB Dankwa enti yama Ghana for entiase na fe so bibibia sa busuya na hwehwe no omo mpemfa nko achimo hwe Rollins ba na yese o ye tribalistic. And indeed he was. Ghana they are yesuro no kreka. Aso jani police ni be bia e wo fo nko na ye fa won. Na nya ni fiefo. At least na ye e land we votarian wo benya adwuma ye as against anakan. No bia ni the records are there. But when mu dia no e worse than near Rollins e we dia e sefie ho no enko a enti akonwa ye wa bedi 8 years. Womu ehu chire won Ghana had mpachaw achemfo kam ne ka omo out obon say restricted to ne fiefo eno ne ade ese Ghana man etiase na two things na mekan no say me shase ene say pacho metimi to aso
two things
two things no eno say two things a achemfo mpacho meka achema obi otie me bia say me hu say who say I'm using it in a certain context. I'm talking about the for repairing royal house into your chin in a wood. I'm not talking about generally a chim for bet a DS me bono.
Okay.
Now, omuchi no ma mienu ewo Ghana eye Asante ene Kwame Nkrumah.
Can you
Omuchi Asante kra ene omuchi Kwame Nkrumah. What was I saying?
Omo how nyina no eya
Asante be wiase. Asante ni kwa ko mu adwene on so mu di akanfo nyina so mu adwene no. And for that matter Ghana hina. And Asante o to okasa no wato sabi. And na e o mabufu kra so ba bi no okatwi a. O se wo katwi wo Ghana ha first and foremost you guys we Asante. And no na ha won. And na face politics no. Se nya Kwame Nkrumah. Ko mu adwene on se JB Dankwa. Ebe for this country. Inti no ma mienu na ha won history mu Ashanti Empire a yanka Achimabuakwa Empire and the preeminence of Ghana, the founder of the nation. Ne yanka JB Dankwa say we founder of the nation. Asi won ye pa.
These are the two things.
Two things. These are the two things. Inti asa Ghana 40 years ye te sadie we ase a ye beti a Japade deal no ase. The besa so ate Founders Day no ase. After that no bloggers muntwitwa mfa nko baby na debate na end because bibia wote ase area it is a football 90 minutes no so we so be a free park ho na okọ baby o free buy.
Yanto aso. It is our two things no. Then a sad two things. Why when you akada say Ashanti Empire and then Kwame Nkrumah becoming the founder of this country. That's a Kenya Kwame Nkrumah, JB Dankwa be the leader of this country.
Sure.
And as a Asante a kan wadwe yom say won na omo ya kanfo media kanfo ina so. Bibi so ho biomo omo ya. Na kan omo de pesa to me no. A wo yo ya enso omo nsanka.
Ni yina free beginning no me kira se baba besi so pepe. Nti say Ashanti na your history and Nkrumah de na your politics. Nti say starting from the historical background. Historical background ni yina ne say na akanfo nyina ye katwi no ayifo na di enso eye denchira
twifo denchira
ye denchira o capital ye dunkwa na traditional capital ye dwukwa no na o real capital ne abankase so na ukokuma se bekwa ye chi wanyina eye wasase in fact nka about 1/3 or half of in the Ashanti region there about half of Ashanti na ni na ye denchira asase no muti Asante memu ha ekono na me ye pam won ekoye na bra Asantefo edi intimi jakare so enkonem no na o say to 2 years say wo mu ana som denchira no ene Asante na abatop ntia so obi abesom Asante eya sen eye akwamu eye denchira eye adanse ene achem tere ni nyina eso obi abehye won ase wo mu aka ne te ase na achemfo so wo mu nte ase eye denchira na edi enso denchira no wa yenye efa ahudi eno na wo se tutu kwa akotwe won waso a omu hu ni nyansa ntokwa na nsi wo Achimland they were very smart.
Okay.
Omu ba asen ho baby omu ba very far and asantifo any ni won who so say war neighbor started and they selected best 10 hunters.
Wow. And
they will be the best 10 shooters. No mu ko lay ambush. Time we transu na pew. The rest is history.
All right.
Near day opokuware no a teenager near didn't see a kunyaso. You didn't see a kunyaso no. This time instead of Ashanti going there, Achimese was said to cry yakunu. Na kola ketuwe. And no na omu di mirika ba Asante say abechi second chief no so etwenity ti kejetia and omu kunye. And no omu kwashisha mpabu bi Asante fo hu ni bida. No omu say mpabu amu de bobo life and no ne a hantan war. Asante defeat the hantan war. Samoya hantan fede mu twansi okura ne ya motoa yekumase ne ye
anti Asante frɛ wonum sɛ wɔn yɛ hantan for
hantan for ne de hantan war no
enya hantan yɛ wɔ
nya hantan
western region it had nothing but no refer to Achebe Bediako.
Also we are the ones who read the history book bia was said this war has got nothing to do with the hantan people of the coast.
That's right.
But rather the behavior of the
very good
Achebe Bediako people.
Eti na Asante for refer to Achebe Bediako no say wo ya hantan enti mo timi atwansuo kura ba ye
territory abet musa hyehyɛ mpaboa kama mo de bobo life wo kumase ha they were rooted mercilessly and from that time no be share Asante for ase to the bi omo twa omo kisi omo say no one has ever colonized us before me pacho obi bia o ka twi wo Ghana no wa hye Asante for ase pen obi bia because at one point or the other they were all serving danger and after the fall of danger Ashanti ruled everybody.
All right.
Eya bunu eya doma eya achimo eya hwayo nti eno de I mean there is no doubt about that. Now omo be sha Asante ase no anya wonda deep emre bi omo hwehwe won fa ahodie enti 1874 Sagrenti war no esori ye no instead of fighting for their masters, if I should put it that way, Ashanti, they rather fought on the part of the British.
Oh, okay. So many abrofo no kabo.
Omo koboa abrofo.
Ekutia Ghana.
Ekutia Ghana, ekutia Asante.
That is Ghana for.
Okay. Okay. Ekutia be before no.
Ono ani krom for no no ni ye baako kutia o.
Enti Asante eto form. Ene mo munya wo mu freedom kra Asante antumi anyone subium. And indeed, you know that after 1874, Sagrenti won Ashanti Empire no a follow. A follow year. Now, one more peminsi bia, woman Asante Bayepe.
Okay.
No more general one, no more who say, a dear Bako pe, and a differentiating Ashanti and Achim. Nanka Empire and Empire Negu. Necessary, dear, ye can't or che Maya, near Asante Maya. Obia beka se Asante hene eti kokoso golden stool wache hene de ono wati dua so the black stool.
Okay.
Nti e se ye yifiri ho na ye ne won eye pe
Asante hene te gold so
sika kokoso we pe wasi edu ati sika kokoso eye sika dwakofi
ana ye bo oche hene so
eye black stool akonya tuntum
eye dua
wa hene bia to so bi o Ghana no
eye dua
nti se sika kokko no efiri ho a yani won ayepe.
Okay.
Yani won ayepe.
Okay.
Nti kwan bia be fa so sika kokko ni be firi ho no. Se efiri ho. Enti emra Asante abrofo eye won wadwen se 1900 omu kopesika dwakofi na kira kwan na wo mu akono. Wo hene a akire ye be frɛ no Oforiate the first. Na ne fie din eye Fredua Ajeman. Ma me mo ne full name no mu se minimini America.
Okay.
Kwadwo Fredua Ajeman.
Okay.
No ye ochenyina mo akwanta wo fase. Wonyamforo konwa no. He enlisted in the Royal West Africa Frontier Force in order to join the expedition to Ashanti to go and take the golden stool.
Oh.
Yes. Into one ekoi. No be any say golden stool, even though the Ashantis were defeated in the Yasantiwa war, their pride was kept intact. Golden stool na brofo ntimi afanko. The moment 1896 dear na ya che prempe de no Seychelles. Enti abra oforia ta ye Fredu Agimani ba be fro akonwa kase ye na nanom akonwa kase ye ochima ye konwa no oba be fro pe ena ohu ade bi asante niema ye wachina bi na asante for di sojafo
aba so
ya na broni na ntimi anyimi oni abese memba ti ade ne kosi akonwa so ena opere ye samre no ahemfo ne select won the course colonial parliament no legislative assembly representing Achimebu akwa kwaje in the seat into waje in the seat no the immediate preoccupation and so obeye dede wa join the fantasy scholars who were already agitating for the return of Prempeno or then no too.
So now you fantify him for na push
fantasy scholars yes
yema
eyibra Prempemra Emra
in fact ono de ne ho kok
odene ho kok for him
say na be ya asante form beton hye ne so
say what we say why boni I say akwara wako wi akwara enem kwamu na mawe na ne papa ba wana apra kama we say mpacho me na me pray wana lay bed kama me na me lay bed no say ne be cover boni
no eba no wa kwamu na ba kokura wa press yesi apepa
enti wo jemu den ama Kogisberg mu na agitu me say ampa nipa ne yaku edi won so awie asantefo hye yase eye ena omo asi wa hene foforo den na nan wa hye ba bia achesa ena ye de ne bai nti mre obabeduru Ghana de wo mo oda won wase kase ye pa in his speech no fantasy scholars wanya your friend say Oforiata the first ewom he thought it was genuine when him say yeah, my wife catch me say where's Ibu Hamitna TV so am use so am pentimi use nti ne meka ne say
na ka person ka your wife mpeno
meka je say na che say maka meka na meka say hypocritical
say ne no anu
but wanti
also na hypocritical
wanti was yeah where's Ibu ha etie ni pebinti ya mama use
hypocritical the Ethiopia
e wodi Ethiopia nti ne na nkofo asantefo fi say na nanu adwuma na wo ye ne very genuine na ka won na me de prempe defense am by wono de wonim ne na wo ye nti na nan e ba wie e ma bibia ye kama obia kura nim say enche bia about 3 years ago or 4 years ago say to the second otie konwesi oba chebi ni speech ni mo kan say ni ntira ma ba ha no me bedam ase ne mo nana eye maame a na me nana aka si shell no tumebu ama ye de no e ba me pacha wie no me bisa ahemfie hofo mpanimfo ni bisa munim history no mo si yenim na mom at least eye kobre na okoma Britain ena ni bre oba befa golden stool akọ ni hina anyeye no on record nso no okasa say yemfa asante hene emra enti ni oye kane na se ye ne na nkoko hu ntokwa ni oye na kire no na se ho se ye de ma no nti wo mu nimpa but sabe wo mu nyina smart two sides ni nyina nti wo se chase ne ba oba no so ye hypocritical because attitude there no onu say the same hypocrisy when nimpa se fe papa ne there no the cover bibi
onu so Cheddar bai
onu so me Cheddar mra meka bibi nti ni nyina ya agro eboa e mo man ni nya koreye na ye ko yanim na Achimebu akwade megide senka wo kan ya katwi ni nyina anka omu ye smart chain obia you see plan no omu ye say wo mbema asante atofom na omu ni ye nyina ya pena if possible e beba wo anim no they didn't give up that plan and the next plan was that the bia yamfa ye ho anje public service mu sane ye beba broni no
it's when the traditional one more or less failed, they saw the next plan to be either politics, public service.
Na masante fo kwachichiri krobi woti na voter rejefa na sato. Ana krobi o man bi afa ne sahwi. Esa awie, te esa awie de a ana esato atwade a.
Sahwi na no.
Esa awie. Esa awie sahwi. Ana okọ oti e krobi de asato. Esato atwa. Enti se esa awie de a afa se trans for development. Enti as chemfo ne se esa no awie aba na wie ye de a yen scheme bi foforo. And what was the scheme? Yen fa ye ho foreign public service mu always be close to the government. Na no na baboa mo abedi asantefo anim. because we mono Asante Konya na aye apolitical because they formed an empire and feel say show biase into your slow president yan fa yan ko politics mu into washa Asante yin to me so MPP and NDC and CPP where ne ho say is above politics like Queen Elizabeth or Endiabaka say King Charles san why no the stool no has been placed above politics and no chima say there be share yeah there above politics ya wan beti yen Santidi ni dia sonda de yan forsum pedi enti from Oforiata the first or less foundation no ebesi ne se washa achimobuakwa Royal House whether it is CPP PP PNP UGC be piano mu se politics no mu ade bia no mu pe esoro ho nko a bentifi peso mo ben etifi to mo ni colonial government ni ye wa eboa wo mo munya scholarship bebre meant for even that chimobuakwa as a state in a Royal House no and your chin bi ni bia ka so onima oboa ene ma abufuo ba wo mu no say all scholarship everything enti me pa che ye pakrachefo fia wo mu produce akrachefo wo Ghana ho ha they are next to none and you should give them scholarship bebre through British government. After independence in politics, no, there be almost. And I'm so confined. I'm and through that there be so more. No, it was a policy. It is a washer. Tell me I didn't know Kufuado a year MPP presidential candidate first. Near done a do a Kasua rally. No, he said it or say if you have maybe free money there, public service and near do jarry. There be a person your politics near Tria Esro, but Obia upon sign play. Okay, and a Kasua. To the whole nation. No more any history, no. They thought to say, I'll grow be na odi. Okasano so nipa mienu na hano. Oboni na no of a JB dankwa edi. No sign a ball the townful Kwame Nkrumah edi. Te ade share won etinim. That's right. Into one was Asante no more intimi won, but they will come back later to defeat Ashanti, I will tell you. Enti one more day no money abrofo ne be year one. To the extent that during the Second World War, Oforiata defense you 1943 no. I catch abrofo say, you know say achimobuakwa nko na Ghana nyameche yen denchamuo ne brofo din say. Denchamuo brofo din. Menim ne brofo din. I say wano na den do say menim. Eno ne diamond.
Denchamuo mum ye diamond.
Eno ne diamond.
Diamond twi ne denchamuo.
Na se kakoko ye gold. Enti na ne tu damo denchamuo wo royalties ne heavy one say diamond et say ya the value the gold value say ansa na to diamond et say anything ba ne gold ye tu wo asase so royalties no ma Oforiata kachira abrofo ne say war no a wo mu ku Second World War ese enya bibi de support wo no mutumi defeat Germany and wo ka say won sika no jet ketwa ne say kase eti say kromo mfanto na symbol say during the Second World War Achimobuakwa Royal House bought the British a jet to fight the Germans. And the agreement was that the covenant was that said debi a basse move free or main mu aqua na mo do mine yensa. So you know where the Japadia starts from. Don't be Japadia no free ba. Okay. The Japadia deal. Okay. And abrofo no eje. And to cut a long story short, they were prepared to do biombe pushi ochimai akọ enimu. The first one was that even though United Gold Coast Convention your friend is say enzima kotokwa this year pa grant na etiye and obie ni me say ono na no ye chairman na ne kofari ba na bankroller na president no obie so ni me say first vice no another enzima man RS Blay and the JB dan kwade na kotoso 3 oye kuma home or second vice in charge of the Eastern Province. But Abrofone said that propelling to the top. I am man abodying the doyen of Ghana politics. I'm sure everybody knows that title, the doyen of Ghana politics.
I think that was when they did the Watson Commission of Inquiry. No?
Report to Numuno. He said the doyen of Ghana politics.
The 1948 trials.
That's right. Wabra politics in Kofari by 1947 a year per grant. Abrofo ne bufu na se we bie yani ma ye gin ne concessions nyina wo man we say muma ni timber hundreds of thousands of logs ne Gutakrade Harbour ne Axim Beach na ye gin ne contract edema South African businessman called RT Briscoe papa we na ye nkai no ye de abodi ni ma JB Danko
so no wending concern
ye de e man na ebufuo no America na ne say abra wo mutena se yete United Gold Coast Convention no the whole idea no and say what we say at the time yete UGC no nipa bebre adwene ma on so omo kasa bi omo say JB Dankwa was a lawyer. JB Dankwa was a lawyer. Indeed, JB Dankwa was a member of the Colonial Parliament Legislative Assembly representing Achime Buakwa. That time a handpick, you know. And now your friend is saying Grant was also representing 2nd.
Okay.
And now your friend is saying Obankra Obeche Bilamte.
And your election on winning no.
Oh, there be some and your universal adult suffrage. Moamwe riaho. To say yabeye tisa assemblyman yen. Sana net ye na universal adult suffrage. Inti moamwe riaho na ma. No.
Ti anto so aba.
And there be an opposed. Say that time no. Hey. Obi at that time no kuta PhD wo Ghana say wo betumi na understanding nti sa no mani bi na wo mu eye nti sa fo na ye
that time na people teacher ni beating no kuta PhD
and no still kuta PhD and then sana universal adult suffrage na party politics abem the earlier ones na enye on party partisanship
yanko
nti no ne ekokosi ya ne samfom so a wo mu ye nyina no and say omuni abrofo ne ye one say we are already members of the colonial parliament. Otherwise, we are businessmen. Now, mom, as Goggisberg, a capital one, Africanization policy, you should grow the Ghanaian, the Gold Coaster. Not the beer, the Omani, the Ashanensa. Sadia Yantia Manyokuobi. Anytime beer Bronino aircon, not the Omino Amai. And no mom, what's here? There must be an administrator to do a full-time work in the office, letting people to know. Say amanyokuo bi ne nti the moment abroni ne be free ho no man na be hye yensem nti no say self government within the shortest possible time na enya full time work for them but that anytime it became necessary for the white man to leave as Goggisberg has started in 1925 no na akwa won ho and no na mo kofa Kwame Nkrumah buy because he was unemployed. 2 he was not a lawyer obi o ye lawyer nko odin buy the following day no amani briefcase so or court. 3rd, he was an enzymer like Pagrant. Into what that done the number 4, he was completely penniless, and that was true.
No,
so,
there be no dear.
And he said, Obama so kutani briefcase be an entire room and a 1 container load of books. And no more Donyeska be adi or the ton
books.
Now, what Babedru. You know, say you catch and say about £100 a month. A juma be our yen, Obejayama. British pounds 100 near the Kwame Nkrumah. Only a juma be our Britain and Necrano £100 a lot of money. Not those days 1947. Until Nkrumah was very excited and no buy. The problem that UGCC faced and they say, Sa Papano. Adio ohwehwe wo wiase ane fa hudie eno ho adwuma no kokosuan nto ano ba na momo say ya na systematic process forgetting that you are fully employed
and others were unemployed.
Oh no, you're unemployed. Ana obedru ya no so £100 a month no what is to say and they will use it to bait you to come we'll give you £25 a month. And Nkrumah catcher wants okay, I'm suffering just as ordinary masses but you are enjoying. And on the veranda boy, you know, who say the ordinary people and fight against you. So to cut along, so Nkrumah a veranda boy because he was with all his degrees, he was unemployed. So what I say, and the masses who were suffering, he was not different from them. £25 in the demand Jessica. No man who hear Nkrumah maum or catch one say on in Nemua. The way I am for no budget or so, or can I send me more energy? As I many starting to bottom manager and the money you enum into £25, so to me almost suspended. Into Nkrumah did not accept the money. He didn't, but he started the work. and did the work. Inti adwuma no oye na JB Dankwa twen say pa grant awaya akokora no obewu e ma na take over UGCC no abeye first leader of this country no Kwame Nkrumah abeje fa hodie no e ma 1951 election no 38 constituencies UGCC had 3 independent 1 CPP 34 yes 34 until with the Bomana 38 and immediately the party collapsed.
Which party?
The United Gold Coast Convention.
UGCC Eguye.
Until the annual Samba Standing election 1954 and then the Wafasi on the ticket of CPP winnie.
Now that the Wafasi people teacher no.
The Wafasi people teacher na.
Na ben winnie onu okuta PhD.
MPP lawyer no or Kasa Bebrebe no cry finance.
Obi boy.
Debbie young guy or call Wuntumi station no.
Mosa,
that should be his father. That should be his father.
Okay.
Enti some we see you know. Your friend is Achimobua Royal House ye pa.
After say JB Dankwa lose election.
Because onu na oba be your mampeni. No
say lose election.
What was say oko parliament you know British under the British constitution no. Nanke obetumi ya no either opposition leader or leader of the government. Ewo omu yi one from the minority party and the majority party. Ye bibia from parliament. British constitution no. Okay. Westminster there. Into once you lose, it means you are out of politics completely.
Okay.
And Asante no so a sideline no because of the age-old enmity between Asante and Achim. And untino Asante no mu ye CPP for na 54 election no. And omu kokote NLM. Omu say yate ye ho every CPP. Na UGCC dey na Asante nka ho big say and ye mo Asante ni bi adin wo mu da ye mo ewani bi we northern na omu nka ho na nduru ho UGCC na nka omu pefa ho di ama the colony JB Dankwa soldier see the name Akanman em say what pen.
That's right.
Obi enu say Akanman Ghana and free JB Dankwa no mentimu bi because what can 1,000 times.
That's right.
The concept Akanman so Asante enka ho. Wait, your mama nka ya me politics so.
Yes okay history. Na say history. Come here lawyer.
Enti asem
we net no meba.
Maybe you so me aka dey more than 2 tests ko.
What they can we each na obetba.
Enti ekoba asa no. Na chese Kwame Nkrumah be ye prime minister. Na dey san ye obufu ni say Asantefo ehu secret no. Na the most foremost account politician instead so mbe fano JB Dankwa. And Asantefo prof fa obi obetuma challenge Nkrumah. Na Achimfo na adwene on say obi betuma challenge Nkrumah nka enye Dankwa. Na Asantefo say there be ye this year ewa ha. Won say Samra no Ashanti Ahafo and Bono na one region na Bono ni Ashanti West. Until na Asante ni in quote or ye Bono ni by part of Ashanti region. And only Professor K.A. Buzia. And Asantefo no kofa ni ba be lead one party. Until at independence, the leader of the opposition was Professor K.A. Buzia. Until nature said, Dankwa de ye good anymore see what politics mu. Emma, according to Dr. Joe Apia, Proceedings of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, 1974-75, pages 28 and 29. She at Chimobuakwa to the stance or changing any friend, and he bought a Kunyade man, Chebi, a Kunyani the Trafo Hene of the Achimobuakwa state. And that was the highest political achievement when I and San Oko Womb, I think 1965. And Hano, who said the first reason, and Tibema Obibio free a fear, Nibube Fu Kwame Nkrumah, and a Konyanua JB Dankwa and Yendi, Wabro Muni Abrofona agreement is a Queen Biaso, Yadibema JB Dankwa. To the extent it's 1950, Kwame Nkrumah declared positive action na yadene kwato prison. JB Dankwa made a statement. Thank God the wolf has been caged. Thank God the wolf has been caged. Kwame Nkrumah. Ntina say oba bedi o mampenino. Oba benya edi. Unfortunately, Kwame Nkrumah APA 1951 election.
So JB Dankwa referred to Kwame Nkrumah as a wolf.
As a wolf. At the same time, don't forget earlier. Wolf, Pataku.
Okay.
Earlier on,
lawyer, I don't want to. What they call lawyer?
Intimate to us. Enti sir, Washa Kwame Nkrumah na ama abrofo no ene achemfo agreement no omu ye no ameb sanya Nkrumah nko omu nim kwan ombefa so a edi akonwa no ebema ye frɛ ne sɛ ochiman de hye JB Dankwa. Enti from that time no na so omu hunu kwan ombefa so a akonwa no ombenya edi. So womu de wo hu bebo 1969 election ne de na santifo di wo ho so wo mu adwene ma sa adwene na ba achemfo tirim no ni won tirim.
Okay.
66 election 69 election no yenyin film 79 third republic de no na achemfo no join asantifo really for the first time because Ashantis were on their own. If anything impa na nka omo ni Asante ye one na nka say ye NPP, Northern People's Party, and the Voltarians, Voter Togolan Party. Omumi and Son, the Cambo Muna form United Party. No UGCC in United Party. Well, that means Dankwa can UP no. In just anti-frontier, no more for one wagon, no more encounter. Now, yeah, as Chimano, you're very smart, and I'm saying among the chief speaking people. Mommy, I to me say, I chim for a sharp, a smart, a chain yenina. Omu yusu omu adwene chen ye nyina omu adwen kase e chen yen ya ka no na nano e na ye kire mu no
na adwen kase no omu de ye dan
adwen kase nya no omu abenyo mampani adi
ye de nyo mampani na ode ye oman ni ye e adwen kase ye de ye
da bi nipa no so oje oman na fa ntia da no oje aye ni ye
enti na me kan ti omu adwen kase na ye adwen kase a ye mfa nya de pa
well
maybe can you describe Kwame Nkrumah as a wolf lawyer ko
enti e ba ne sa no hwe nyansa wo mu huni o se sisia no okwa chimebu akwa o mu constituencies no should be about 6 o mu constituency wo bu akwa North Central etiwa fanti akwa am about 6 or 7 and woni Ashanti o mu constituencies in Ashanti metropolitan Ashanti no 46 na fei ahafo as Ashanti 6 no wa ba New Job in North and South 2
okay
o da say sisia no mu 54 na loosely no kwawunso ya Asante that should give you about 4 nti eba beka ho a na kire say out of 275 constituencies Ashanti and then external Ashantis ni na kan bomu a omu no almost 60 constituencies almost 60 and no be there at least 6 or at most 7 who say onfa ne ho mebo
okay
in an otherwise unequal alliance te say wahu ayibi anansesem bi no a akwawe enifraini no ono enamo ena o say owu ani afura na sabe cripple no ba fine no cripple no ono ntena wo kon so na fa no kwa afuom because ono no kire wo kwan te cripple no hunyansa say mama nso wo nsa fa me si wo kwan ho na yenkona bi ansuo ho na yetwa nsuo no na ya mre nti enifraini no for as long as say opeso oduru afuo mu ho no say
osinyansani ne ko
nya osi nyansani ne si ne ko nti na che say ba fine de na adwen na dididi nti aha no aye ochiman no ne yi ne afa ne say cripple no ana Asante man ani enifraeni no umpo that is it. That is the unequal alliance achemfo afoso Asantefo mo agye atomu say ekuo bi ho ye fra ne Dankwa Buzia club mpacho Dankwa Buzia club from what I have narrated so far because Dankwa belonged to the UGCC and then the NLM Bafwa Akoto founded it and when it came to UP United Party it was Simon Diadonk Dombo SG Anto Bafwa Akoto and omu miensa no yenkwa yi obi obeba be ye leader kuta superior education obetuma face Nkrumah with the superior education and only ka ebuzia nti na che se Dankwa de wo meb betonkrofo we kuta adwene kase se ye twe yen ho a would say so, 7 constituencies even today, out of 275, that Bani Nipa Ebebe president of Ghana. No more Yan say, Fretitina, Yawa Dankwa Buzia Club, and Timo, Asante Main Yina Nisrem, Asante Main, and Nisrem Fuenina, Momo de Anu Buzia, and they are chum for the anyway. Dankwa.
Yankwaya or Bako. Musuma Kayina and Subafa Dankwa Buzia.
Nti what we say 79 election no and no more proposal to Ashanti say big sex ni na ewu big sex no na yi wo ho eyi ti ase
by any big sex bia
ye ni big omo yi me ko ho ne no omo de na say big sex no that imaginary big sex no mienu na na CPP fo akoaje ene Kwame Nkrumah.
That's right.
Na akoaje not ase no CPP ni na your friend say wo mu aka na ye UP fo na ye ewu obi ewu aka pawuri into the automatic leader of the Matime here friend saying tradition. Now Santi for say Debbie. Now where the obey say and no bufu omukokoti United National Convention UNC ayensa clean.
That's right.
Emma Powell instead of joining the Ashantis PFP Vito Usu Popular Front Party ayen Sonoma omukwa join PNP for President Nkrumah's party.
That's right.
Emma PFP elusu here. Now that Republican year two no, about 4th Republican almost Dankwa Buzia buy. Say, your friend is Akwawe Vito Usu no leader Oniho and a Powell is a leader of UNC Weniho somebody nipa dear. Omuye yan and Yame Boae and this man a standing politician then Professor Edubuahin or your chin of your CM obey a presidential candidate. Now election in 1992 omo bokote te duru 96 no ana nkrofo say okay I say aduru mu 10 anya hwe nti omo ye ya bukofo ewini he na ye fa ne say akufo na akufado elusi he e wo sunyane.
That's right.
But we say anya hwe enduru ye nso omo kwa ebeba ye nso yeso nti at the Legon Congress no PRC said 3 years so to the extent even when there was a tie almost signed to abano negotiations Emma Papa friend say Alan a penny baby tonight my demand nana a kufo ado what was all mukuta drink as here a million do ya yes a kufo ado so tia say no a drew asantefuano a 10 no do you know what he started saying Kokumase catch asantefuan say your tradition no miensa dankwa buzia and a domo timesramu wo mu say asantefo yemfa esremni ye leader de e pen de so duru won so say ye de akonwa no e ma domofo na so matias yo montias yo bawumia is the presidential candidate of NPP representing the domo faction na